My problem with pickup basketball, and I heard a great solution. Just play if three dribbles. All you get is three dribbles in the half court. Once you pass half court, a player is only allowed to dribble the three times. If he dribbles the fourth time, immediate turnover. Immediate turnover on play. I thought that was a beautiful rule, and I was like, man, I would love to do that. I would love to play a game. I'd love to play pickup where that was the rule. Because I hate pickup. I hate pickup basketball. I love basketball. There's a pure essence of basketball that I truly am passionate about and love. But I hate pickup basketball. And today I played, still today. Today I played pickup basketball. And the first time in a long time, right? Like since COVID and all this other stuff, school, going in and out of town. I don't play often. But I played because my friend asked me, and he's like, hey, it's not going to be great competition. It's chill guys, right? And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds great. Then guys come and show up, and I'm like, okay, these are the guys we're playing with. All right, sure. Now, there's one specific guy who usually doesn't show up, who's usually not in our group, and everyone's blaming him. He's fouling, he's talking smack. And I'm like, bro, he's not doing anything different than what everybody else always does, right? They're all doing the same thing. And it's all this, bro. The problem with pickup is like you make your own rules. There is no such thing as rules in pickup basketball. Whatever I say rules are that, right? And that's a good thing about organized basketball. If the referee is being BS, you can say, hey, referee, you're being BS. This is an NBA rule. This is this. You can use, like in life, I can say, hey, you're my Muslim brother. This is what the Quran says. This is what the Hadith say. Let's use this as our guideline for what we're doing. What you're doing is breaking that guideline. And just like real life, you can be like, that's BS, I'm not doing that. Right? And like Deen, there's no compulsion in deen. I can't force a person to do anything. Right? But just like real life, just like that, or examples of government or law or things, right? Hey, this is what the law says. What you're doing is illegal, out of the law. Right? The judge can be like, you're right. The judge can be like, I disagree. The person who's under investigation or whatever can be like, I don't care. I'm going to keep doing my illegal thing until I get caught. No one's going to tell me anything. Right? But that's the cool thing about real life is there's laws. You put the law down, the law happens, he gets his punishment, right? Same thing with organized basketball. If the judge knows the rules well, if you tell the judge, hey, this is the case against the guy, the defendant, this is the case, and he gets consequences. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you can do in organized basketball. You can't do that in pickup basketball because pickup basketball is the Wild West. The pickup basketball is Jahiliyyah. Pickup basketball is my rules go. That's it. And if you disagree with me, I don't care. My rules are rules, right? And one thing, the guy who usually doesn't play with us, I was talking to him, and he was listening to what I was saying about actual NBA rules. Hey, this is what's considered a foul in the NBA. This is what the official rulebook says. Hey, handball is an official rule in the NBA. This is what it says. I'm trying to eat my pizza while I'm talking to you guys. Hold on, this one. And the thing is this every single time. The offensive player will start fouling. Will commit acts that are considered offensive fouls. Lowering their shoulder, being uber aggressive. And the defender, because he can't take a charge, no one is allowed in pickup basketball to call offensive foul. Offensive foul is haram in pickup basketball. And it's so dumb. Offensive 3 seconds is haram in pickup basketball. And those are like the two main things. And then ISO. Obviously, ISO, I don't even want to get into it. It's so frustrating. Those are like the three main things that make me hate pickup basketball with a passion because I do love basketball. There's a form of basketball that I think is so beautiful and so entertaining and touches me. Pause. But I really enjoyed. And pickup basketball is everything wrong with it. The 2018 Western Conference Finals is everything I dislike about basketball. Okay, I'm gonna hold the ball the entire possession. Give me the worst defender on a switch. I'm a ISO. Go. That's so boring. I don't like that. Cool, it wins games. Cool, it fits in the rules. But that's why we changed rules. Like, look at the NBA's interpretations, right? They changed interpretations of rules to make it more entertaining, which allowed more ISO to get the game more going, right? Early days, you could not supine your wrist. If you did this, that's a carry. You took 2 steps, that's a travel. Didn't matter. Didn't matter what you think. Didn't matter what you felt. Everyone agreed with it. The game got kind of boring, so they adjusted it. They didn't change the rules. They changed the interpretation. And we keep changing the interpretation where now people are doing crazy stuff. And it's cool. I get it. That's kind of cool. But don't ruin the game for it, right? It's back to pick up, So everybody blaming this guy who usually doesn't come and play. And it's like frustrating, right? Because I'm like, I've been in his position. Now, alhamdulillah, Allah has blessed me, where I'm not going to lie and be a little bit egotistical. Most of the time, alhamdulillah, I'm a human being. Sometimes I probably do that. But, he was being a little bit. But when Men in Black said it so perfectly. Person could be understanding, logical, and reasonable. Can be. Not everybody. Some people, some persons, right? Because we're talking about like one individual. I think I have, a faith and belief in humanity where generally I hope and I kind of believe that one person, you give them good ideas, you talk to them understandingly, they'll come to logic and reason, right? They'll come to understanding. They'll understand. Some persons are not like that, right? They're like, this is my belief. It doesn't matter what you say. I believe this. It doesn't matter what you tell me. No, I'll deny every evidence, right? Or whatever it is. I'm not going to, I disagree with your belief. I disagree with your logic. My logic is better than your logic. My belief is better than your belief, right? And it's like, okay, look, people are people, right? We're human beings. Shaitan affects us. But like Men in Black said, persons will be understanding, but people can never understand. In the heat of the moment, like a lot of the guys that I'm playing basketball with, 1v1, if I talk to them one-on-one, they're like, yeah, I got you. You're right. Okay, cool. But in the middle of the moment, in the heat of all these people and everything, they're like, forget that, F that, no, this, that. And it's like, bro, stop. Just let's go. Let's play. And what happens is the same thing. What happens in almost every pickup game I play, 75%, maybe higher percent of every pickup game I play, pickup nights I play, and the same gym we always play, what happens is the offensive player says, oh, you're playing like that? Oh, you're playing like that? Because he's being over-aggressive. The offensive player is being over-aggressive. And the defender cannot call an offensive foul, so he matches his aggressiveness, right? If I run full speed into a wall, okay? If I run full speed into a wall, can I call a foul on the wall? No. Did the wall push me? Literally, yes. Why? Newton's third law. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, right? So when you punch the wall is punching you back because you punched it. If I run full speed into the wall, like nothing's there, I will fall backwards. Why? Because I applied a force onto it, and that force is being equally opposed onto myself. But because of his mass and my mass, our accelerations feel different. He feels like I fouled him. I feel like he fouled me. We're both heading in opposite directions now. Foul, bro. He fouled me. He fouled. General leeway to offense. I get it. Okay, fine. But you can't call any offensive fouls in pickup basketball. So the offensive player, the guy with the ball, will be offensive fouling, will be over-initiating, and just by matching the force, by doing equal opposite force, he feels like he's being fouled. The offensive player with the ball feels like he's being fouled. And this is just math. This is just physics and my understanding of physics. Of course, I'm a human being. I can be wrong. But this is my understanding of physics. And this is my understanding from what I'm seeing, right? The offensive player is committing offensive fouls. He's being over-aggressive, pushing on the defender. And the defender, because he can't call offensive foul, has either two options. One, let him offensively foul me and get a layup or get a basket. Or two, push back and not let him get a layup. If he does two, which a lot of people do, is what most people will do in that situation, which is what this guy did who was not usually playing with us. But this is what he did, and I'm sure the people who usually play with us would do the same thing, and they would complain about the same thing, is, he pushed back, right? You're pushing me, I'm going to push you. Now, that's illegal, and everyone knows that's illegal for the defense, but you can't call offensive fouls, but you can call defensive fouls. But when they're pushing, they know I can't call the foul because I'm pushing too. They're pushing me, I'm not going to call it. But we playing like that? Oh, we playing like that? Okay. So we're playing like that. So now the offensive player starts offensive fouling even more, starts being even more aggressive, starts being even more over-aggressive. And to stop the offensive player from scoring, the defensive player counters with equal force back to him. And what does the offensive player do? Keeps going even more. The defensive player keeps going even more. And they just start fighting and arguing and getting mad at each other. And today I walked out. Today I was like, look, this is dumb. I'm not doing this. This happens all the time. I'm not doing this. I'm not playing here. I remember one play, legitimately. One guy, he does a move on me all the time. He gets me. I try my best that, I don't think I'm a nice person, alhamdulillah. Mashaallah, la quwwata illa billah. But I do think Allah put in me, not for myself, Allah put in me a little bit of a sense of justice, right? That I try to be just. And so I try my best to follow the rules as best as I can, right? Kobe Bryant learned the NBA rules so he could manipulate them to his benefit, right? Because he's a great competitor. I learned the NBA rules so I could play basketball more appropriately, right? So I can do more right things. Because I had questions like, how do I do this here? How do I defend this? How do I do this? And I was like, okay, cool. This is what I do, right? Like when I get posted up, because I used to play center a lot, I was like, if I put only one hand on you, you're going to score on me every time. There's nothing I can do. And then I learned, if you're in the lower defensive block, I can put one hand, one forearm, and a planted foot knee. I could put all three of those things on you, and that's completely legal. I can't put two of these on you. That's always illegal. I can't put two of these on you. That's always illegal. I can't put an elevated foot and a knee onto you. That's always illegal. But in the lower defensive blocks, I can put 3 points of contact and my knee with a flat foot on you, and that's completely legal. I was like, oh, that's great. I'll start doing that now. Now I'm not going to be committing a foul, and I know I'm in the right. So I can do that. But back to this play. So I know this guy has a really good spin move, mashallah. And I know he's about to hit the defender with it because he hits me with it all the time, and I get done up. So he's about to hit this spin move. And in my brain, this is my process of thought. I'm like, he's about to hit the spin move. I know exactly where he's going to be. Right? The way to play good defense is you get to the position before he reaches it. That's how you play good defense. So I got to the position before he reached it. As soon as I got to the position, he made his spin move, and I'm like, okay, he's coming right here. And my hands were down by my side. And as soon as he got off the spin move, I'm like, oh crap, he's gonna run into me. So I put my hands on my groin, right? Instinctively, not like, okay, I'm gonna take a charge. Instinctively, my reflex was like, protect yourself. So I put my hands across my body and on my groin, and I got hit. And I did not flop. I did not put the weight of my body on my heels, nor did I put the weight of my body on the front of my feet to be like, I'm gonna take this charge. I'm gonna take this ball. No, I was standing flat-footed. I was not trying to take a charge. That was not my intention. I was like, I'm gonna beat him to the spot and play good defense. That was my intention. And as soon as I got to the spot, he took 1-2 steps into me, and I was like, oh crap, he's right here, right? And so he hit me. I fell straight to the floor, and I was like, crap. This is legitimately 100% a beautiful charge, but no way can I call it. I fell to the floor. He missed the layup. He got his rebound, shot the layup again. He made it. And my teammate, who was playing on-ball defense on him, who had the spin move done to him, said, put your hands up. And I'm like, you're absolutely right, because there's nothing else I can do. And I think that stuff is dumb. All right. And what I started with, right, that you can, if you play 3 dribbles, as soon as you take a 4th dribble, it's a turnover. That sounds like it would be so much fun. That sounds like it would be so much fun. But among the players that I played with today, I can't think of 3 people who would agree to that. I can think of 1 person who might agree. 2 people, not including myself. 2 people, 3 people. I can say their names, but I'm not going to. Even though I think this is a positive thing, I'd rather keep it under wraps. But 3 people that, besides myself, that I would be like, they might be down. But the other 10 people, 9 people, 8 people, they would be 100. I'm sorry, I spit on the camera. They would be 100% adamantly opposed. They'd be like, no way, I'm never gonna, that's so boring, Shemaine. Why are you talking about it? Shemaine, you gotta go play with other people, man. You don't like that kind of stuff. It's so frustrating to me, man. I really hate pickup basketball. For those 3 reasons. You can't call offensive fouls. You can't call 3 seconds. I guess those both surmise into one thing where the rules of pickup basketball are whatever rules I want. Whatever I constitute as a foul is a foul. Doesn't matter if that agrees with the NBA rulebook. Doesn't matter if it agrees with the NCAA rulebook. Whatever I consider a violation is a violation. Anything else, not a violation. Another play, right? That play with charge, right? A super good charge, mashallah. I'm proud of at least my brain worked enough for me to be like, this is the right thing to do in a basketball scenario. Alhamdulillah. And a lot of times it doesn't, right? I remember one clear play where we need to stop threes. A three-pointer wins the game. And, the way my brain works is I stand a little bit farther back and I try to analyze what's going on. But because I do that, I'm behind the play. I'm literally too far back. So I'm playing down to help a drive, which is, again, already a mistake. My teammate goes out to the first pass, which I'm like, perfect. Then my brain's like, okay, where's the second pass? Oh, he's the second pass. And then I realize I'm inside the free throw line. He catches the ball in the three-pointer, shoots it. By the time I get there, I slap him. I foul him. He still makes it because I got there too late. And I'm like, dang, why was I so low? I took too long to comprehend what the right thing to do was. And we lost the game because of me, 100%. I also missed the 3-1 right before. I was wide open. It felt really good, but I missed it because I suck. Okay. A different player. I was guarding a player on the 3-1 line. He set a screen. I hedged, went back. My teammate, the on-ball defender, got into a really good position, and the ball handler was driving with his right hand into the paint, going baseline. I saw he got to the dunker spot, where the baseline and the lane line meet. As soon as he got there, I was like, he has nowhere to go except back into the paint, right, to turn back inside. So I said, I'm going to go down. And I go down. He turns in, and I'm like, oh, I can't believe I made a good play. SubhanAllah, mashallah, look, I made a good play. And I grabbed the ball, and we're both grabbing the ball. And he's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's no jump balls and pickup. There's no jump balls and pickup. It's our ball. And I'm like, I just made a wonderful basketball play. Alhamdulillah. And I'm stupid. So I'm happy with myself. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I was like, oh, he's saying it doesn't matter because what matters is strength, right? Just if you get the ball, it's your ball. So I was like, okay, let me slip it. So I started twisting the ball out of his hands. My brother taught me that. I twisted it out of his hand. It's like, it doesn't matter if you twist it out of my hands. It goes out of his hands. It's our ball. No pickup, no jump balls and pickup. And I'm like, can we at least shoot for it? Honestly, I don't remember if we shot for it or not. Maybe we did, but I remember they had the ball afterwards. Maybe we shot for it and we missed. And so they kept the ball. And I was like, I hate pickup because all the rules of basketball don't matter. Good basketball is not rewarded. You can just do whatever you like. There's no impartial third party to make fair judgment. And I hate ISO. Oh, man, it's so emotional. I'm so emotional in this video, and I apologize, guys. Thank you for watching. I don't know if anybody will really watch a 20-minute video of me talking about this. I mean, basketball is a very ego-filled sport. I think most sports are. And of course, it's my ego that wants me to play this type of way. It's their ego that wants to do these things that leads to fighting. And I don't know. You can't call offensive fouls, so the defender has to foul. Then you don't want to call the foul on the defender. But instead, you rather fight more and be even more aggressive with the ball literally in your hand. Whether you're driving to the basket more aggressively now when you're shoulder shoving or you're posting up and you're shoulder shoving and you're moving people with your arms while going to the basket, which is obviously an offensive foul, but you can't call that. And so the defender, because you're offensively fouling him, and that's what the guy who usually doesn't play with us, that's what he was saying. I was like, you're absolutely right. You're wrong about this other thing, but you're absolutely right about that they are fouling you. And so you foul them back because they're fouling you. And then they're complaining that you're fouling them. And it's like, what am I supposed to do? And I completely understand you. And so the offensive player fouls the defender. The defender fouls back so he doesn't score. The offensive player takes offense to this, like he's offended by this. And so he starts offensive fouling even more. And so the defensive player is like, I'm still not going to let you get buckets. I have my ego too. So he starts defensive fouling him even more. And the offensive player fouls every more. And then they just get into a physical fight. And it's like, I didn't want to be around that. I literally, the first time in my life, I left the game. I was like, I'm not doing this. One possession, they did it, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. Stop. Let's not play like that, bro. Come on, let's just play normal. And it's like, bro, no, we're winning this game. I don't care. We're winning this game. Everybody else on the team. And I'm like, that's cool. beat the team because you're better, not because you're willing to fight more. Not because you're willing to hustle. If you're willing to hustle more than the team, that's a great win. But not because you're willing to physically altercate with other people more. Then next possession, they do the same thing, and I see he's shoving people with his arms and shoulders, moving people, and I head for the bench. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not playing. I'm out. I'm going home. I head to the bench, and one other guy was ready to get in. He got in, and may Allah forgive me. Maybe I probably did an injustice to my team. My teammates asked me to play with them. I agreed, and I left. That is probably an injustice. Forgive me, but playing that game would have been an injustice to myself. And I don't like that. I don't know if I'll play pickup basketball with that group again. And it's a bunch of people, right? I'm not trying to single out that specific instance. Like 1, 2, maybe 3 guys that were there that night, they do it. 4 or 5 guys off the top, 3, 4 guys that night were there that would do it. 5, 6 guys off the top of my head I can think of that do that will commit offensive fouls, get upset that the defender is fouling them back, and start committing more aggressive offensive fouls. I'm just frustrated. I got emotional. I don't know. I like beautiful basketball. Thank you guys for watching. If you did watch all the way here, Jazakallah khair. May Allah accept. May Allah forgive me of all of my sins. May Allah forgive all the Muslimina wal Muslimat man ahyahu wal amwat. Thank you guys for watching. All right, peace.